there are countries overseas, like Norway, mentioned before, that have turned their natural resources, natural assets, into enormous wealth for their citizens, for their country. Is that something we could potentially have in New Zealand? Could we be the Norway of the South Pacific, or like Norway?
It's a great question, and it's something I'm quite passionate about. So, with oil and gas exploration, I mean, we know that Taranaki is a waning region while it still has some producible resources in it. We know New Zealand has several basins that are untapped. An opportunity in somewhere like the Canterbury Basin or the Great South Basin that would tie into something like producing the Norway of the South Pacific, right? That reinvestment of excess revenues or taxes and royalties initially, right? Not necessarily the government getting into the oil and gas business, but actually using some of that money to potentially do it in the future and ensure that creation of future wealth. Because I mean, you look at what Norway's achieved with its sovereign wealth fund. That was a project that kicked off in the 70s in concept and matured by 1996, and by 2001 is when the privatization came in. So this was a 50+ year project, and to eventually result in that $1.2 trillion number we all see, or that 1.5% of global equity market control in that wealth fund. I mean, those are staggering numbers. And while we may not match and parity their reserves, there's no reason why we can't have a quite substantial resource put into something long term and reinvested.
This could solve issues like New Zealand's debt, for example?
Absolutely. I mean, one thing Norway does with its sovereign wealth fund is it uses it to balance the budget every year. So surpluses in the budget are put into the wealth fund while deficits are covered, right? So it seems smart, but again, these things take long-term planning and not using the short-term sugar hit of revenues from oil and gas, taxes and royalties. Maybe being wise with them, and there are politicians in the past and that are still alive in government currently that have said things like this.